Palm Springs has a rich music history. Evidence of the musical heyday is seen throughout the valley on street names and historical buildings. Streets like Frank Sinatra and Dinah Shore are named after performers who frequented venues around Palm Springs and held intimate performances. From the songs of local Native Americans thousands of years ago to the Rat Pack era of the 50s, today's festivals such as Coachella and Stagecoach have put the valley back on the national stage. Palm Springs has always been an oasis for music and entertainment.
I've been covering Palm Springs music for more than 40 years, approximately 43 years actually. And Frank Jones, the publisher of Palm Springs Life and who was the brainchild of this festival, asked me to write a story about what the music scene used to be like even before I got here. And Palm Springs was the town where Sinatra got the little town blues. And he'd go to New York and they'd be slowly slipping away. And there was a symbiotic relationship between New York and Palm Springs. And they had all these great pianists and people who would come to escape the big city and play in intimate environs. And Frank's father, Milt Jones, was here at that time, and he talked about this rich musical scene in Palm Springs.
The inaugural Oasis Music Festival was held on May 11th through May 15th of 2022, after being postponed in October and then again in January due to COVID concerns. In downtown Palm Springs, around 30 venues were used to host performances for the 5-day festival.
The goal of the Oasis Music Festival is to really re-establish Palm Springs, and particularly its downtown, as an entertainment and arts destination. The city of Palm Springs has a really wonderful arts and entertainment, particularly music history that most people don't know about, that started in the 30s. Today we're standing in the Plaza Theatre, which was built in the 30s, and it encompassed much of that old-time music that went through here.
The Plaza Theatre and Agua Caliente Casino were the main music hubs. Headliners included the White Buffalo, Giselle Wu and the Night Owls, and the Milk Carton Kids, with more than 60 acts performing at venues throughout the city.
So the whole point of the Oasis Music Festival is to reanimate the Plaza Theatre and many of the music venues in and around downtown Palm Springs.
We always, when we started first kind of the concept of the Oasis Music Festival, we always knew we wanted to do different types of music. As you know, we're working with several venues within Palm Springs, and we wanted to involve all the bars and all the clubs and all the hotels that had music, and we knew that they would have a really eclectic mix of music, and we wanted to attract as many people as we could to the first year. We didn't want to stick to one genre.
We wanted to really take it back to its roots and span and encompass all the genres that were here. So over the course of this 5-day festival, you can literally come in and experience something for everybody. It's quite dynamic.
The stretch of Palm Canyon and Indian Canyon roads, where most of the venues were used for the festival, runs about 4 miles, including downtown Palm Springs.
There are 70 music venues in Palm Springs, from Margaritaville at one end of town to the Purple Room at another end of town. Most people don't know that. Many of those music venues have historical significance, where the Rat Pack played, Sinatra, Nat King Cole, those types of things, and they also have architectural significance. So getting all 70 of those venues to participate in the festival took an enormous team of work.
Not only does the Oasis Music Festival bring attention to a unique variety of local entertainers and genres of music, it also aids local businesses and venues who have faced financial losses due to the pandemic. One example of a venue in much need of financial assistance is the Plaza Theatre, which has a deep music history and is in need of restoration. A portion of the proceeds from the Oasis Music Festival will be going towards the restoration of the Plaza Theatre.
The proceeds from the festival, it's important to recognize that there were 2 goals of this festival. One, to animate the Plaza Theatre that had been dormant for 7 years. And by animating it, to bring attention to it and bring attention to its need for restoration and to raise money for that. That was goal 1. Goal 2 was to, again, reanimate the city of Palm Springs as an entertainment destination per its history. So in terms of raising money for the theater, you're here today in this theater and you can see that it's almost 100 years old. So it's always going to require maintenance and upkeep and those types of funding. So as far as the Oasis Music Festival go, yes, its proceeds will always support either the theater directly or the artists that participate here at the theater, or both.
The historic 800-seat Plaza Theatre opened in 1936 with the world premiere of Camille, starring Robert Taylor and Greta Garbo. Throughout the 50s and 60s, the Plaza Theatre hosted artists such as Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Jack Benny, Bob Hope, Peggy Lee, and many others.
This was the focal point of Palm Springs entertainment. Multiple theater events happened here of all kinds. Movies opened here. Greta Garbo was here. Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Jack Benny had his own radio show here. Incredible. And then they had multiple people come in from the community, such as Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, the greats of the greats, the greatest performers of Palm Springs. And what Mr. Jones, Palm Springs Life, and all of the sponsors are doing is recreating that excitement again here at the Plaza Theatre during the Oasis Music Festival.
The plan is to make the Oasis Music Festival an annual event and continue to grow with an estimated 60 venues hosting performances over the 5-day event. Each year's proceeds from the event will go towards a charitable project.
We only got about 30 of them to actually do performances during that week because it's very difficult to coordinate all their schedules and performances. Plus, we are in a COVID period, so many of them are just getting back on their feet and getting back their businesses opening. So this year we had about 30 venues participating, but we anticipate that as we mature the music festival, we'll get all 70 at some point in time. So it'll be quite an achievement when we do, and to have a city come alive like that in terms of music and entertainment is going to be spectacular.
Palm Springs is a popular tourist destination, and a unique event such as the Oasis Music Festival will provide an opportunity for visitors to experience local art, music, and culture.
There's always things you would do differently, but I have to say we're 3 days into the 5-day festival. It has been magic to be here over these 3 days, to see the Plaza Theatre come alive with all these different musicians that haven't been touring of late, the last couple years, to see their creativity pour out on stage and to see the public respond to it with great appreciation in this historic landmark, in this wonderful city, has been nothing less than poetic magic. And it's hard to change that, so we wouldn't change much.
Based on the success of this year's festival, the Oasis Music Festival is positioned to be a citywide arts and cultural renaissance, designed to connect downtown Palm Springs and its surrounding assets as one unique arts and entertainment destination. If you are interested in visiting Palm Springs to experience the Oasis Music Festival, or if you would like more information on the festival and participating venues, please visit oasismusicfestival.com. If you are interested in donating or learning more about the Plaza Theatre, please visit savetheplazatheatreps.com. Thank you.
This next song is called Coachella Gold.